Hi everyone. Now this is the fly I'm going to tie. Now basically it's just a caddis pupa. This is the Grannom version. Now I tie these in many colours, 2 or 3 sizes. I fish both rivers and lochs with them. This one is the Grannom, but it's a very good olive pattern, believe it or not, as well. I catch on it when the olives are coming off, especially the beginning of the season. So our Grannom hatch late, well it depends on the weather. If it's good weather, it can be a wee bit earlier. Late April, beginning of May, and great fly. But I'm going to show you how to tie this. And it's quite simple, it's very simple. I'm sitting filling a box with some of my favourite caddis flies, and you can use that fly off a dry, like a dry dropper. You can put that in the dropper. It's very good because it sits subsurface. You can. I've got one. I was actually going through my box. Here's one here I've been used. This is one here. Now so you can see it's a bit rough. Now it's always been fished. But what I do is with the Velcro in my jacket, I brush up the thorax and bring out the dubbing so that I can actually put my floatant on it, and that allows it to sit a wee bit higher before it sinks. It'll sit for a wee while, then it'll start to go. But normally if you're covering areas, they come onto it is quick. So great fly, as I say, it's good in a dropper, in a wet fly if you're fishing the set. You need something to sit quite close to the surface or on the surface. This will do that. And as I say, you can fish it off a dry, just put it off the bend of a dry, especially when Grannom's hatching. It's a great pattern, and it's a great pattern in a lot of sizes. So anyway, I'll show you how to tie it. It's very simple to tie. The hook choice is, well, it's up to yourself, but I like this one. This is a fully mill Czech Nymph. It's a barbless hook. It's a black nickel, size 16, which suits the size of the fly. Now thread colour could be a grey or a tan. I like either. This one's a tan. So we start at the eye of the hook, come down to the point. For the rib of the fly, I'm using it's Uni-Mylar Clear, this one, number 14. But as far as I believe, they only do one size. It's a medium size. So take a length off. Now you can reduce it if you want. Before you cut it away, you can actually give it a wee stretch. If you're tying a fly, if you want more turns in the rib, which I do, I'll stretch it a wee bit. I'll trim that away and tie it on the way down. You could stretch it when it's on the hook. Once you've caught it in, you can give it a wee stretch before you start winding it up. Now the body of the fly, now there's quite a few dubbins you could use. That's a kind of mix. This is the Euro Nymph, one I've used quite a lot. Not much, that I've got very little left. So this is the Dark Hare's Ear and UV. So it's a dubbin you can buy, and it's one I really like, as I say. I did have some on my desk, but I think I blew it away. Anyway, I'm going to show you, just dub this on. Now you can use this on the thorax as well. So lightly dub it on, and then slide it up to the hook. Now you want it to basically get a turn just at the beginning there, so come round with a turn, then you can stretch it and tighten it up to take away this long fibre. We'll just leave it now. And then we just work our way up. Now this pattern is very good for quite a lot of flies. I see I catch when olives are coming off at the beginning of the season as much throughout the season, and as well for caddis. But I'll also catch, if you tie in the right colour combination, like black, especially for midge. So a good midge pattern as well. Now I'm going to colour the clear mylar using you can either use a Sharpie pen, this one. This is I've had it for a long time. Geez, believe it or not, I think I bought this when I was in America a long time ago, and it still works. Still got a colour off it. If you haven't got this one, another one I like to use is I'll show you the colour code. This is a Pantone pen, and that's the code for the colour. It's an inset green colour. Now I use a yellow, I use an olive as well. It works, but we just basically colour this up. I usually colour the side that touches the, when I wind it up, touches the hook. And I believe this is one of the reasons it works, especially when the olives are coming off. If you're using yellow or if you're using this green, it works extremely well. You see it in the water more than anything, rather. I mean, I can see it obviously, but I don't know if the camera can. You can just make it out. It's got a nice olive, dark olive colour. So make sure you secure it in. Anything going forward, draw it back. Now you should be in line with the point of the hook, or your thread should anyway. Now hackle, I'm going to use, this is a dyed grey. You can use a natural grey. You can use quite a few hackles. This one's quite nice, and don't be shy with the length of the fibre. I'm trying to represent the legs as well as the wing with this hackle, and I'm using a cock hackle, so this helps to keep it up. But this is just a cheap Indian neck. It's got a soft fibre at the base, and then it gets stiffer as it goes up. And as I say, don't be shy to use up quite a few turns. You could tie it to suit yourself. Make sure I've got plenty of turns there. I'm just going to draw it back, so 2 or 3 turns. I fold back the hackle, just draw back the fibres slightly. I'm just going to come over this at a last turn or two, just to hold them back. Get them to sit the way I like. I usually like to rough them up. As I say, normally when I'm fishing these flies, I do rough them up a bit with the Velcro on my jacket. So I do. Horns, it's optional but I like to use, this is the Bronze Mallard Feather. Now there's a grey side to that feather, and I'm using the horns on that side, the grey. Just bring them 90 degrees from the stem straight out. They'll naturally line up. Try and separate them, tear them away, tie them on so they're longer than the hackle fibres. 2 or 3 turns down, just fold back the stems, the feather, fibres anyway. I'll stop them pulling out. They do last well. I like to see them, it's just a wee, well the fish take it without the horns, yeah, it would. But to say, it's your fly, my fly, I like to add it. Now I'm going to go back to the same dubbing. Now what I like to do, I'm going to show you what I've got here as well. This is the ultra dry yarn in Hare's Ear. Now if you mix, this is the dry yarn, you could use that itself, but I like to actually mix a wee drop of this in, because it helps to lift it. If you want to basically put your floatant on it, this will help lift it up. So just mix it within your fingers. It works a treat, so it does. It's these wee touches that make your flies a wee bit different. Now I'm going to take my thread to about a head length away from the eye, and I'm going to work up towards the horns. And don't be shy with the thorax. You want it quite bulky, and then it allows you to I'll show you a fly I've been using. I'll show you that one so you can see what I actually do as I'm fishing it. Take away the excess. Form a nice wee head there. Now before I let the thread go, I'll go straight to my varnish, put varnish on my thread. Then you want to whip finish, and that then makes it super strong. Trim that away. Maybe that. This is the one I've been fishing. So there we are. That's it. That's not. Right, it's there. Picking up the ones I'm tying here. There it's there. So what I've done, if you imagine, I used the Velcro on my jacket just to lift it up. Now you could do this. You could do it just now if you want, but I prefer to keep it like this because there's times it will work a wee bit lighter, especially when the olives are coming off. I keep it nice and tight like that. If I really want it up when I'm fishing, I sit a wee bit higher, especially when the hatch starts to really develop. I'll start to brush it up, and that allows me to then put the floatant on it, and it floats away. It sits a bit longer on the top, and it works as a team. So I like to, as I say, I like to fish it. I normally only fish 2 wet flies, and that would be on the dropper. But if I was fishing a dry, and if the hatches, especially the beginning of the season, come on and off, yeah, I'd fish it off the bend of the dry fly. So it'd be kind of like a dry fly dropper, nymph type fly. So there we are. It's rough and ready, but it works a treat. Honestly, you've got to tie some of these up, and as I say, don't be shy and fish mix different colours, different sizes. They all work. Take your favourite, even a Mark's brown colour combination, and then flies like that will work. And if you really want, you can. One here. It's a wee bit rough. So I had a few fish this. I've put a muddler head on it and used the collar to help lift it up. So you go a stage further. So you could put this one in the dropper and that one, the point when they're really up, you will catch. But this one I would say is my favourite. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, get some ideas from it. And as I say, if you tie a few of these, you'll not go far wrong. So thanks for watching. Until next time.